Hey, it's party time, Mom. Welcome to another episode of the Chad Prather Show. It is Ladies' Night, and the feeling's right. Oh, what a night. Ladies' Night. You wanted it, backed by popular demand. I'm willing to go through the torture for you, the audience.
Wow.
Thank you for watching Ladies' Night. That's right. Over at the pub, we have a brunette, Hot News Natalie. We've got Lisa Page, the host of Lisa Page Made Me Do It. She's sort of blondish. Today. We never know. And the ever lovely host of 4 Minute Buzz, Hillary Kennedy. Oh my gosh. Have you ever thought about changing your name from Hillary? Just cause?
So my name is spelled with one L.
Yeah.
So I have it spelled correctly. Hillary Duff and I, we got it right.
Y'all are like that. And of course, over here in the hot seat, Sarah Gonzalez, the host of The News and Why It Matters, and Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered. You've been on fire lately. It's the pregnancy, isn't it?
It is the pregnancy. I'm taking no shit today.
Okay. Well, we're going to see how much you've dilated later. Over behind, driving the mothership. Look at this crew over here. Kayla, you can't see her. She's not on the camera. She's right there behind it. But then we got Puppet Master Mark, Chance the Soulless Ginger Rapper, Justin Tom, and Candice, the Queen of the Ethiopians. Peek in there, Taylor Swift. Can you get in there? Can you just peek your head right in there? This is the stuff you guys miss. Oh, there's her hand. Kayla Swift. There you go. And Party Foul Steve's in here somewhere. I don't know. He's pissed off because he doesn't have a vagina. Anyway, it's Ladies' Night, folks. We're going to have a good time. We're going to get into some issues that are going to get your not taking any shits factor way through the roof.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
so you really want me to go into labor on your show? We're
going to talk about these new ideas of parenting and the eradication of the nuclear family. We're going to talk about the sexualization of children. No laughing matter there. There's a lot of things that are going on in our world, and I want the ladies' input, because this is a hard world we're living in right now. And we've got children. We've all got, collectively, we'll do a count at the break, but collectively, we got a lot of kids, a lot of generations coming along here. I lead the charge with 5 of my own. So I'll tell you, how do you explain these things in these days of coronavirus and weird divisions and street riots and burning and looting and just the media 24/7 bombarding our kids and TikTok and social media and all the weird stuff on there? We'll get Lisa to weigh in on TikTok.
Yeah. The TikTok expert.
Oh, yeah. She'll tell us all about TikTok. We got a lot to get into. But, hey, first of all, hey, guys, I'm talking to you. Have you noticed that your hair isn't looking as full as it used to? Yeah, losing your hair. It's no fun. In fact, it sucks. So let's talk about some options. You can go to the doctor for your hair loss treatment prescription, and then you're going to visit the pharmacy, and you're probably going to go broke because it's expensive stuff. Now, you'll do that just to avoid going bald. Or I got a better solution. You can try Keeps from the comfort of your own home. You'll get the same doctor-recommended, FDA-approved hair loss treatment, but Keeps offers the generic versions for about half the cost. And another thing you're going to love about Keeps is it's all online. Just answer a few questions, snap a couple of pictures of your head, and a licensed doctor is going to review it. You're going to look at the info and recommend the right hair loss treatment plan for you. Then it's going to be shipped directly to your door, and then it's up to you. You got to use it. So why make unnecessary trips to the doctor or the drugstore when you can do it all from home? So I'm going to get you started today with a good deal. Go to Keeps, KEEPS.com/loss for 50% off your first order of Keeps hair loss treatments. That's Keeps.com/loss, Keeps.com/loss. Buckle up. We're going to have fun. Sarah, can I just tell you how humble I am? Let me lay it out there. You know what I didn't bring up in the opening?
What?
The fact that my new album, Y'all Shut Up, came out on Friday and immediately went to number one.
It did.
Immediately went to number one.
Deservedly so, by the way.
Now, granted, it's in the comedy category, but it went to number one in all new releases, which was that's a fun little deal on both Amazon and iTunes. And we haven't even promoted it.
You got 5% hotter.
I mean, it's funny that you say that because I had no idea. You sent me a text and I was like, Your album is out? I haven't seen anything about this.
We, honest to God, I mean, it was one of those things where we had to rush it. And it's not, the project wasn't rushed. We had to rush to get it published because it's already been Grammy submitted.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, I hate it when that happens. You get submitted for a Grammy and you got to rush your
and you
stuff
just
out.
can't keep the Grammys waiting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know. Yeah.
So we're now the next thing. I mean, you can't take that away. I don't care who you are. You can't take that away. I'm pretty proud of it. It's been a very stressful weekend for me. But you can't take that away to have a #1 album.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
So,
Which
thank you.
everyone, again, y'all shut up is what it's called.
Y'all shut up. Go
Make
get
sure
it.
you go
I'm going to
get
start
it.
hashtagging that. Y'all shut up.
Y'all shut up.
Yeah,
It's
let's get
so
it trending,
good.
guys. Y'all shut up.
There's 8 original songs that we wrote on the album. Instant hits like Bumpin' Cousins
Love it.
and Flip You Like a Pancake.
I know it well.
And can I just say, Tulsa, I was like, you just blew my mind.
Yeah, Tulsa.
No idea.
It's a fantastic song about an ex from Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's and you gotta, if you want to know what I'm talking about when I say Chad blew my mind, you gotta go listen to it. I listened to it. I was like,
It was a fun album. I got to give shout out. Chuck Ebert, Accent Entertainment, was the publisher on that. Chuck, of course, is a Grammy winner. He's been 8 times Grammy nominated. So we'll do it again.
yes.
I think we
So
got.
proud
I
of
think
you.
we got a fun deal on there.
Might
Thank you.
I say the flip you like a pancake is something I certainly appreciate. Nothing that's ever happened because I can't be flipped like a pancake. Lisa, you can. Like, she's more spinner.
Pancakes.
And then she's more spinnery.
I don't know,
But
Natalie.
it is a really good song that I can always one day hope for.
You are married to a very large cook.
That's true.
So
Yes.
you never know just
Yes.
how big that spatula can be. Hey, let's get into a couple of things. Speaking of that, and this is, you guys, if you're not following Lisa Page on her social media, particularly Instagram, you can spend all day on her 24-hour stories because let me just tell you, she is on it, Jack.
I'm glad, Chad, you watch because my own husband doesn't.
I do watch. I have to watch like 15 clips and then stop. And then I'll catch the next 15 before the 24 hours is up.
They're just dots by the end of the day.
I get caught up on all my makeup tips. I get caught up on what you're pissed about. I get caught up on, I mean, you
My
haven't
dogs.
slapped the kids
Yes.
around or anything.
No.
But I see some fun pictures of cameos of Stu in there every now and then.
Hates me for that.
Well, you know,
Which is funny
Like,
because
take
he
one
only
for the
works on
team.
television.
Come on.
right.
Ugh.
But I saw something on your Instagram recently, and you know the little cuties. Is that what those little dolls are?
Oh, the LOL
LOL
dolls.
dolls.
Yeah.
That you put in the water and they
yeah.
become hoes?
Apparently.
For those of you who don't know, so these little dolls, and I'm not familiar with them because my kids are older, they're not playing
pull
with
it up.
dolls. They're the little LOL dolls.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put them in ice water, suddenly like underwear and fishnet stockings and stuff. Have you seen this, Hillary?
So here's what I thought was weird about these dolls because they're one of the most popular dolls in the world right now.
Right.
Most of my friends that have kids that are around that age, they all bought their kids these dolls. Now, it's made by the manufacturer of those Bratz dolls, which already looked really risque anyway, but these are smaller little baby dolls. So it didn't shock me as much that when you put them in water, they were wearing risque things because that just kind of goes along with what that brand puts out there.
I see.
What I thought was weird, because I mean, they're always pushing the envelope and they're trying to create this buzz, and that's what makes these dolls sell. What I thought was weird is one of them, if you put it in the water, a slice of pizza shows up on the back of the doll.
And that's the man, isn't it? The boy?
I don't know if it's the male or the female, which they are also anatomically correct, which is kind of unusual for children's toys. Some people are for it, some people are against it. It's just a little odd. But the slice of pizza really bothered me. I mean, all of it bothered me, but that really made me go, something a lot darker is going on here because that is a pedophilia symbol, the slice of pizza.
Yeah.
And I just think that's the creepiest, most inappropriate, something nefarious is going on with that company.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. It's a weird deal.
But I didn't even know that they changed outfits and all of that underwater until I was sent and tagged a video from another mom. So Ainsley has my daughter is 7.5. This is what they play with, all these little dolls. And they change their outfits out and they have a whole big collector's box of this stuff. So one day when she was downstairs, I was like, I have to see for myself what these little devils are really up to. And I did a big dunking test, and nothing risque came out. But I mean, these are the dolls that you're getting, when you
hold
go
that towards
to the
the
store.
camera there. Can you see it there?
And now they come in bigger sizes. Ainsley has the smaller ones, but a lot of these dolls now, if you dunk them, not all of them, because all the ones that I dunked, there was nothing crazy about them, but they were all like the dog ended up with like a bikini, and then the little boy had a mohawk, and then he had more hair, and one of the poodles ended up with like a bikini on. Just weird things. My daughter wouldn't have thought to dunk them. But when I saw them, on other videos and stuff, I was like, I got to see for myself. But the videos that I saw of some of those other dolls coming up with just the
lingerie
S&M type stuff, bondage stuff. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a weird deal.
Scary.
And then y'all saw the Netflix, the cuties, right? The little advertising for that thing, which was what competitive cheer?
I mean,
kind of thing,
turned twerking. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Because let's face it, the competitive cheer thing. I mean, I've seen the ESPN competitions where the colleges show up and it's legit, and I take nothing away from the athleticism of being involved with all of that and the camaraderie and the teamwork and all that. But let's face it, it's really more like a dance thing.
And you also
in
just
many
said
cases.
Colleges, not
we're talking about children,
11-year-old girls.
Yeah,
yeah.
Big difference there.
So this Netflix cutie, did anybody watch it?
No.
I've seen the trailer. I watched the trailer for it.
Did you watch the trailer?
It's based on a French film that was supposed to be like a coming-of-age story about this girl growing up in an ultra-religious household and then kind of wanting to branch off and do her own thing because she sees these other little girls dancing and doing stuff that her parents wouldn't allow. Again, I haven't seen the whole film. I've only seen the trailer. But the French version, how the trailer and the poster were portrayed, is vastly different from the Netflix version, which was highly sexualized and just plain creepy. And it's bizarre to me that we went so far one way with Me Too, where you couldn't say or do anything. But with kids, it's still all fair game, which I don't understand.
So my theory's always been with any agenda, all right, with any agenda, well, whether it's an LGBTQ agenda, I'm not talking about LGBTQ whatever people, I'm talking about the agenda. Mm-hmm. Whatever the agenda is, it's never about equality, it's about control. Yep. And I've said as long as I can remember, I've said when you have these groups that come together, ultimately they try to normalize something and ultimately make it part of culture. Mm-hmm. And if you don't give that to them, then they try to take over. And that's what we're seeing in this pedo culture. I mean, we've seen, and I say a pedo culture, it's been around for a long, long time. We just haven't acknowledged it. Just now we're starting to see things happen. Like there were how many of those kids that got found in the truck in Georgia?
39.
Yes.
And I mean, and so this is happening, and it's happening in our neighborhoods. It's happening. I mean, we've had Jaco Boyens on so many times, our good friend. And the stories he can tell you about the curriculum going into public schools, it's insanity. Mm-hmm. The stuff that's out there. And so I don't like it. And as a father of 3 daughters, which by the way, one of mine is on a ballet scholarship at a university across the country. I mean, she's an amazing dancer. We lived that world and in that life, but nothing like.
Yeah.
And she's on a university level dancing, and still nothing like what you see in this kind of stuff.
Right. We're living, I mean, one of our daughters is a competitive cheerleader.
Yeah.
So I live and breathe that, because if your kid does, you do. And there's nothing like that I've seen.
No, and I've seen, you've shown us videos. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's a different kind of deal.
But good to keep an eye out.
They're not twerking.
No.
Well, I always make the joke. I got that bit that I do sometimes about going to the water park and how ridiculous going to the water park is. And I'm like, none of you adults go to the water park for yourself. If you do, you probably have a restraining order from the Chuck E. Cheese. Like, you take your kids to the water park. Adults don't get up one day and go, you know what? F it, we're going to the water park.
Yep.
Gotta
No
get me some
adult
of that
does
wave
that.
pool.
Nobody decides to go swim in someone else's piss. You do it for the kids. That's for the kids, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Go to Great Wolf Lodge.
Yes.
You're in people's fecal matter. Some of it's yours, some of it's theirs. Who knows anymore? But
And
I mean,
you
that's
pay for that, too.
But they pull the artwork, but the movie's still up. The documentary or whatever, it's still on Netflix. They've had like 170,000 signatures on a petition to have the thing pulled down, and they still haven't pulled it down. They just changed the artwork, apologized for the artwork. But see, that's the thing. I can't wait. Later on this week, we're going to have Peter Schweitzer on the show, and he's got a great book about liberal hypocrisy and how it's one of those do as I say, not as I do. And I see that across the board. If you're on the left or you're a weirdo, you can just sweep things under the rug. And yeah, I equate the left with weirdos because, damn. You don't believe me? California legislators approved taxpayer-funded sterilization of transgender children.
Oh,
come on now!
Oh my
you don't think
gosh.
that's weird? California, man, y'all get out, let it burn, get out. I'm telling you, judgment's coming.
Get out, and if you come here, make sure to vote red.
Yeah, y'all
saying.
say I don't believe in God. You about to find out?
Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
Watch me. Tell me, mark it down. You see what I'm saying?
This is
California
awful.
bill, taxpayer-funded transgender wellness. You change the language, you change the culture.
Yep. And can I just say, the left is so good at that. They are light years ahead of the right on changing the language to change the culture.
Yeah.
That is something that we are lacking and have been lacking for a long time, and we got to get there.
Well,
'cause
and the
they're
problem
taking
is
over.
we don't call things what they are.
Right.
Right. Like the word sin has become obsolete.
Yeah.
We don't say that's a sin.
Yeah.
That is a rebellious act. That is a selfish, independent negation of the right way of doing things. Sin, selfish, independent negation. You like that?
I like
Bam!
that.
Bam!
But I mean, even
Twitter
this,
bird loves it.
What's up, Wikipedia?
even this, reproductive justice
his future
and
days.
Black Lives Matter and now transgender wellness. Like, these are all things
Yeah.
that sound
Right,
really
wellness.
nice.
Yeah,
Everyone
right, of
needs
course.
that. And you look at the details and you're like, holy crap, this is of the devil.
Yeah, so it would fund hormone therapy and gender reassignment surgery for minors. It passed the Senate Appropriations Committee 7-0. Sailed through the Assembly in June. Educational materials, arts programs. It would also be used for gender-affirming healthcare services such as hormone therapy, gender reassignment. So that's taxpayer funded. That's what's going to happen. We're talking about youth ages 12 to 17 are
But it
viewed
says-
as gender non-conforming by their peers at school.
It sets no age limit for
Yeah.
hormone therapy or gender reassignment surgery.
Yeah, no age limit on that. So you're right. You're right.
Unbelievable.
I got some questions for you girls. I mean, how do you do we have a read for this segment? No, we're good. So how do you explain that to your kids? Lisa, how do you explain that to your kids?
Oh, we have it. That's not even something we've
Just don't
ever
even
brought
come
up.
up.
We avoid all
Yeah.
of that.
So we had a kindergartner in his old public school that he went to that it was a little boy and he was living as a little girl, which obviously was pushed by his mom, right? Because he's too young to know the difference. But he would come to school in dresses and things of that nature. And the crossing guard actually told me about it. And luckily, my son never really paid attention or saw him well enough that he had questions, but I had to prepare myself for how do I answer this question if he comes to me and says, why is this little boy wearing dresses? And I felt like, honestly, it's hard. And I don't know that there's an absolute right or wrong answer, but I had to just say, he's very confused. And, sometimes mommies and daddies don't make the right decisions for their kids. And I'm comfortable with that. And if he repeats that at school, I'm comfortable with that.
How dare you say that child is confused?
I'm
Oh
comfortable
my
with
gosh,
that. I'm
Sarah
comfortable
goes,
saying he's confused. And I'm comfortable saying that their parents are wrong because it's something that I feel that strongly about.
There you go.
And I'm okay if he repeats that at school.
There you go.
I'll take the hit for it.
When we come back, we're going to dig into the mind of Hillary Kennedy. Go nowhere, people. We'll be right back. It's an interesting article here in Pew Research.org, and it is parenting children in the age of screens. Hillary, you got a little bitty one.
I do. He'll be 2 in October.
Oh
And
my
so-
gosh, already?
Yes.
Wow.
Time flies.
It really does.
Time flies.
It does.
2 years from now, I'll be the governor, and we'll be trying to figure out.
I know.
We'll be like, remember when you were pregnant?
I know.
And you were such a cute little pregnant.
Remember when you
can't
gave
believe you're
birth on
pregnant
the Chad
again.
Prather
Oh.
Show?
Yeah. The governor of Texas delivered my baby. Put that in pewresearch.org.
Checked my centimeters.
Oh, my God. I can't wait for the skeletons to keep coming out. Boy, I tell you. They're out.
We got nothing to hide here.
They're pretty
people.
much out. Hillary, it's only going to get worse with this. And we make our living on a screen, right?
Yeah.
But with the smartphones and everything that's coming at you, I watch these kids in the airport. I watch them, just people that I know, and I watch their kids. I watch my own kids. And I'm like, oh, my God, they're addicted to the screen. And then I see myself, and I realize how addicted to the screen I am as well. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Somebody told me when I had my son, because when I would be nursing or it would be late at night and I was trying to get him to go to sleep, sometimes I would be on my phone, and somebody said, that's fine for right now, but when he's older and he's seen you do nothing but be on your phone, you can't be mad when he's on his phone or his iPad or watching TV all day long, because they model what you show them. And so I've made a concerted effort, unless it's like a text I have to return or an email I have to return, I try and either leave the room and have someone else watch him, or do it very quickly and stay off my phone. And then I do 1 day a week of I do a social media free Sunday, where I'm just don't do any social media on Sunday. I'll still check my emails, things like that. But I've been trying, and it's hard because I am like everybody else. I'm glued to it all the time. But since having him, I've been trying to make more of a concerted effort to not be on it every second, because I don't want that life for him. And I feel like that's one of the reasons kids are more depressed and disconnected, is because their friendships are virtual, and we need more human connection than that. And I don't want to teach him that that's how mommy communicates. It's just virtually with people all the time. I want to see him have that human contact, some eye contact, some facial expressions. Of course, the masks are kind of changing that too, but it is scary. It worries me. So I'm trying to kind of set an example as early on as I can.
Natalie, we were sitting there at a restaurant, not you and I, but I'm going to get to you on a question here. But it was Steve and Tony and Kyle Lovett. We were all in Cincinnati doing the shows. We had lunch. And I looked around the table, and all four of us were on our phones communicating with someone else rather than each other. Do you have that issue with your family whenever you guys are together?
Yeah, we. I was just thinking about when you said you look around like in airports and you see kids on the phone. There are actually, I try not to shame too much or in my head, because you don't know when they police them. And sometimes when you're traveling, it's just the easiest way to keep them from running around. But we do have rules at our house as far as how much screen time you can have, and then we kick them out and go ride your bike, and I know people are even scared of that these days, but I mean, we do it. We encourage our kids to go out and be with the real life people and see what they're like and interact with them. But I will tell you, our son, if we didn't police that, he would be gaming all day long. Now when we make him get off of off of any screen that he's on, he has a really good attitude, and he'll be out and about and he'll go ride his bike. But I know in the back of his mind, he's thinking probably how he's going to get to the next level.
I wish I was riding this on a video game. Lisa, how is it there?
Oh, my son, the exact opposite. We see such a huge change. If he's playing and we tell him to get off, he's upset. He's mad. He's a totally different kid. He doesn't
We're
want
not
to be
talking
engaged.
about Stu.
Well,
that's where he
Stu
gets it
hates
from.
social media, so we don't have a problem with him. But yeah, like I will tell my kids, you can get on for half an hour, but you need to go outside and play for an hour. And they're like, it's so hot. I'm like, I don't care. We'll figure it out. We bought you all these cool things during quarantine. Go play on all your stuff, and then you can come in and be on for whatever. But we don't have iPads for our kids. We have the Amazon Fire tablets, which are amazing because you can put the timer on, and whether they like it or not, after 1 hour, it goes off. All the apps go away and they cannot get on it. We also bought this clear safe. This was Stu's find on Amazon, where you put the digital timer, you set it, and like you can't get in. You cannot get in. So if we set it for 4 days, you can't get into this thing. But it's awesome because my kids see their tablets in there, and Zach's just like 4 more hours. But it's amazing. But that's what we have to do. But we see such a huge. My kid is totally different after when we tell him to get off the gaming because he's so upset. He wants to. Roblox is his life right now. Roadblocks.
So my kids, I guess I'm kind of fortunate in that they've always been pretty outwardly active. They go and do their thing. If like I've got one daughter, if she gets free time, she goes to sleep. She's a napper.
She's
She's smart.
Yeah, she's a napper.
He's a smart one.
And then I've got, Brandon, he's wide open. He'll play for a little while on the video games, and then he's got to go out and shoot baskets and
Yeah.
do
He's
all that
active.
stuff. I mean, he's quarterback on the football team, and he's all this. And so, but then now my Benjamin, I want him on the screen. Because this kid ranks 7th in the nation in mathematics.
Wow.
I want him, he's my retirement plan. So, like, he's in there.
Thank you, Benjamin.
He's in there building video games, literally.
Right.
Yeah.
He calls me on the phone. He's like, hey, I need a new computer. You just got a new computer. No. I got to have a different one. And not any of that Apple crap either. I need a PC because I have to tear it apart. I'm like, well, let me stop you right there. He goes, no, I got to tear it apart and I got to rebuild it. So I need these specifications. And I'm like, shit, I'm going to buy this just to see what he comes out with. And I'm like, yeah, I want you in front of a screen.
Yeah, that's
right?
a different type of
That's a
screen
different
time.
deal. This
Yeah.
kid has his future mapped out in terms of rocket propulsion and rocket engineering and these kind of things. He's already working for NASA, I think. The kid's taking college trigonometry. So it's weird. This, how unique kids are and how it affects them differently. But they're getting bombarded. See, I used to say all the time, go back to the baby boom, 1945, when that stuff started kicking off after World War II and everybody was, okay. Then that was when you had the advent of, as they got older, you had the advent of these teen magazines.
Yep.
And then you had all of these things. And so Mr. Advertiser and Mr. Marketer got together with Mr. Producer and said, well, let's make a Barbie doll. Now, Barbie's got to have all the stuff. She's got to have a car. She's got to have a boyfriend. She's got to have a house. Got to have all these changes of clothes, all these shoes, right? So you grow up playing with these things, and in the kid's mind, I got to accessorize, right? And we had G.I. Joes for the boys. Got to accessorize. I got to have all this stuff. And if I don't have all this stuff, then I'm missing out. I'm not like the rest of the kids at school. Well, these days it's coming at them on the screen more and more and more and more and more. I got to have that off of Amazon. I need a clear safe box now, apparently. I need this stuff.
I need a swipe up, everybody.
That way,
You can have that if I get a swipe up.
That's right.
But their accessories are getting a lot more expensive. I need AirPods.
Super
I need
duper.
what?
Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I know.
You better go get a job.
I know. You know what it is if you love you know what they call it if you love watches?
No.
You're a horophile.
Oh, that's funny.
Which is the worst term ever.
Yeah. But that is you.
Yeah, I love watches. So Brandon, he sees my watches. He wants one too, and I'm like, son, that's a Rolex. We gonna go with no.
When are you gonna start
on
working?
that one. Now this Canvas 511 tactical watch, even that's $150. But I'll tell you what. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Your kids see you. At least they want to emulate to some degree.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, you're right. You got to be a good example as a parent, Hillary, as you said. I watch you guys. I watch Jenny and Heath Oaks, and I watch how they parent little, I won't say the child's name. But anyway, and I'm just like, you guys are way more organized than I could ever. I can't imagine being a parent of a small child with Amazon. And all just the advances in baby stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane. Y'all don't even need titties anymore. Well,
my husband would beg to differ.
I mean, I'm not saying get rid of them.
It's funny too because my son just turned 8, and
I like watching Hillary blush.
I know.
No, she responded.
I'm trying to help
She
you
said
out,
my
Hillary.
husband would beg to differ.
Yeah. I'm not talking about for us. I'm talking about for the kids.
Oh,
I kept a lot of his. I kept more than I realized from 8 years ago, and we were getting it all down, and I was like, this swing is ancient.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like it still works.
You remember you used to have to
the
crank those
technology-
things?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean,
It's
I'm
like
just
starting
like,
a Model A.
golly. The baby monitors. I mean, everything. Yes.
Freaking
Yeah.
$3,000 for a city walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
can't.
It's crazy
It's
how much
insane,
has changed.
dude. It's insane. I'm going to get some political input from you guys here after the break. But do you feel like you're a good mom?
Yes.
Do you guys
I
feel
do.
like you're a good mom?
Sometimes.
I mean, just like, or do you just want to kill them? Like, you know what I want to do? Like, I want to put a belt inside that clear box you're talking about and set a timer and be like, you know what? You sit there and watch that clock and know what's coming. 'Cause I'm going to beat that ass. Not now, because I'm
Y'all
too
shut
mad to
up.
beat it right now.
Number one album.
I'm going to set it for 3 hours.
But that was
3
the
hours from
worst,
now,
having
I'm
to
going to beat
wait.
that ass.
Yes.
My mom sent me to the room, and then I'd have to wait for her to come, and that waiting was the
Yeah.
worst.
Anxiety.
And then I had Diane imprinted in my butt for a week because of her Western belt.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, man.
Did you get the Western belt too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mama took the buckle off, so she was nice.
My mother would always say, go pick out a belt. Go pick out the belt I'm going to beat you
Pick
with. I
it
come back
out.
with like a canvas belt.
Here you go, Mom.
No, she's like, no, you go get a belt. My dad had that one canvas belt, and I'd bring it in there, you know. She's like, no, we'll beat your ass. And the waiting is the worst. Wait till your dad gets home. Oh, God.
Yeah.
See, I could never torture my kids like that. I just went ahead and beat them. Y'all hang tight. We'll be right back. So the RNC happened last week, totally obliterated the DNC.
So good.
It was
Right.
awesome.
Just the
Loved
pure
it.
quality of it was incredible. And then, of course, everybody got pissed off because we celebrate America.
Yep.
And, you know, God forbid use my taxpayer money to blow up some fireworks around the
Hell yeah.
National Mall rather than give hormone therapy to children.
Hell yeah.
They get mad at that, though. They get mad at the fireworks. How dare they weren't socially distanced while the president was speaking.
Oh, funny how they don't
Yeah.
say that
Yawn.
about any of the protests.
Yawn. We were in Cincinnati over the weekend, like I said. And by the way, we'll be in New Braunfels, Texas, 1st through the 3rd at Fry Heights Country Store this week. That's a Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night show, by the way. So
Wow.
it's going to be fun. Midweek it, why not?
Yeah.
So anyway, we're in Cincinnati. They close all the bars down at 10. Now, tell me how that makes sense.
10.
10 p.m. They close it. Now you can drink, you can eat, you can do everything, whatever, until 10.
Well,
and
that's
then
when
bam.
the Rona comes out.
Yeah.
Rona
Rona
she's
comes out
getting
at
ready.
10:01.
She's a late night girl. She
It's
gets
like-
ready and then
I'm
she
waiting-
show up.
I'm waiting on the purge siren to go off. You know, it's like, are you kidding
For
me?
real.
I can't drink. I'm drinking.
Right.
You gonna cut me off at 10? That's some Gestapo BS.
Yes, it is. Well,
I don't
that's
like
our
it.
country now.
Rona is a lady of the night. You got to go.
We don't know
inside.
that it's a
How do we know
lady.
that
Don't
she's a
you
lady?
know?
That's racist.
Oh.
It's sexist.
Everything's racist.
Yeah.
It's sexist.
Misogynistic.
You know what else is
Right. One of
racist?
those.
My bad.
School choice. That's one of the things they talked about. The opening of the RNC, they were talking about school choice.
I'm so glad they're finally running
Yeah.
with that.
I agree. So give me some political. You guys are for it.
Oh, absolutely.
For school choice. Lisa, you got an opinion on it?
Yeah. Well, we chose.
I mean, we know you want to stick all kind of poisons in your body, but whatever.
That's true. It's fine. Give me the vaccine immediately. But yeah, we knew years ago. It was more Stu than me even putting the kids in private because he's like, "What are we doing? What are we working for? Like, if we can do this, let's
True.
do it." And honestly, with what's going on specifically in our town, Natalie, I am so happy that my kids are shielded from this. And I know you can't keep them in a bubble for their whole lives, but right now, I am so thankful that my kids are getting the fundamentals in like a faith-based education where they can freely talk about God and Jesus and pray openly. And it's none of what's happening in the public schools. And I'm thinking, if it's happening in Texas, if this stuff is happening in Texas, it's happening everywhere.
Yep.
And the #1 school district
Yes.
in Texas is where this is happening. We had a meeting yesterday with over 300
Yes.
people to discuss this and what's going on in that town. And our children are still in that school
Give it
district.
to us in a nutshell. What's going on?
So there's a
This is South Lake, Texas.
there is a group called
Slake.
SARC, South Lake Anti-Racial Coalition, who has started up. It came from a few years ago. There were some girls who it came out on video. They were rapping to a song, and in the rap, they sang along with it and said the N-word.
High school girls, right?
High school girls, I believe one, they all got punished. Now, this was off campus. It didn't happen during school hours, but one got kicked off the volleyball team, one got kicked off the cheerleading squad, one family moved to California, and I believe one changed their name because there was it got so crazy and so heated about being such a racist town that these girls sing along, and that they sing along with us.
They're just singing along with the lyrics that are in the song.
Yeah, and I think one other happened too. With
Hannah, the Bachelorette girl, like recently, over like a few months ago, she was singing along. She was drunk. She said the N-word. She had to issue this huge apology. Backlash like crazy.
She's white.
But she's singing along to a song.
Right.
So they created this group, and they have submitted. They spent, I think, I can't remember how long, 20 months creating ages. 17 demands for our school board that they have to abide by. One was getting rid of our school resource officers, instead having full-time psychologists to support LGBTQ.
Okay, so this is what's going on nationwide.
I don't associate with terrorists.
It's true.
Microaggressions, all of that. I've never heard so much about microaggressions.
Microaggressions that it could be deliberate
this is
or
Texas,
not.
people.
Right.
Deliberate or not, like, oh, your hair looks like you did something to the color. That's it. You're penalized.
Racist,
it goes into your account, and that follows you through college.
But you have to take this course they want to get to graduate. It's ridiculous. It's ongoing in our town. It's ongoing.
And that's the freaking messaging war that the left is winning right now, anti-racistly.
Yep.
Right? Anti-racist. Well, who would disagree with that? You're anti-racist. What? You're against anti-racism? Then you must be a racist. That's how they freaking do it.
You know where you were right was there are things that from a conservative standpoint, we were just asleep.
Yeah.
And we were not picking up on this. And now they're awake.
Let me go back to what I said.
We're
It's
woke.
not about equality.
Yep.
No.
It's about control.
It's about control.
It's about control. And here we have lived under a philosophy of let people live their life the way they want to live their life.
Absolutely.
But no, that is never good enough. Because I've said over and over again, there's no goal, there's only the agenda. There's no goal. And people aren't protesting racism, they're protesting America.
Yep.
That's a fact. People are in the streets protesting America. If not, why are they kneeling at the national anthem? Why are they burning the flag? Why are they doing it? It's a protest of America. It's not a protest of racism.
They're literally chanting death to America.
You can't satisfy that agenda.
No.
Because they will move the goalposts just like that. Now it's not an aggression of saying the N-word. It's the microaggression of commenting on someone's hair. We just had the football teams there in Burleson, where I live. They just had a meeting the other morning. It was a football practice, basically sitting down with all the players. The new Burleson High School football coach is John Kitna, who was, of course, the Dallas Cowboys quarterback and quarterback coach. He was in on it. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, that part of the reason he took the job was to fight for racial equality in high school sports.
Oh, my gosh.
John, shut up. Then the mayor, Ken Shetter, was involved in that. The principal, they came in there and basically sat them down for a few hours and preached to them about racial equality and how they need to report things and tell on each other. If they see something, they got to say something. If they hear something, all this nonsense, it's crazy. So parents at least should have been there. Because they were letting African-American students, black students, stand up and rail at everybody about how, and I'm like, come on, 16-year-old, 17-year-old kid living in Burleson. Okay, anyway, so y'all hang tight, be right back. So we have a few minutes left here. I want to ask y'all a question. There's crazy stuff going on. I want to encourage you guys to go out there and find like this whole poly-parenting thing, and they're changing the in vitro stuff around. So really, just kind of getting rid of any form of heteronormalcy. You get rid of all of that stuff. It's weird. It's basically you can order a baby. I mean, we laugh, but IVG, the in vitro. Gametogenesis, that's a fun one. So it's dismantling completely the reproductive structure of heterosexuality. Don't need the traditional family structure anymore. That way, same-sex couples, they can create their own babies. But single men can do that as well. I hope I don't have to go deep into how slippery of a slope that is, and you guys can unpack some of that stuff. But we started this thing by talking about the pedophilia culture that's out there. Now we're just going to go out there and make babies, and it gets real hairy. When I'm governor, what matters to you guys as parents, as moms? What issue, really in a nutshell, we got 3 minutes, what issues matter? Sarah.
I would say school choice, but we've already covered that. Only for the reason of, we don't want radical agendas being pushed on our kids and indoctrinated with them. But I think I'm going to go medical freedom because that's something that's always been very important to me that I don't think the legislators take very seriously until they realize how many moms in Texas are about that.
There you go. There's a lot of moms.
Yes.
Trust me, I have found out.
Chad knows.
And if you get one word wrong in your explanation
they'll never let you forget it.
That's exactly
Which
right.
is the wrong way to handle it, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Nat?
I'm sitting here thinking.
Hillary?
Thanks.
Anyone?
I mean, I think the thing that scares me the most about being a new parent is all of these things that are coming at us where you're not allowed to parent your children the way that you want to without somebody reporting you or something considered child abuse, how you discipline your children. Those kinds of things really concern me because, I mean, that should be left up to the parent. And I don't like that schools are teaching these kids their agenda when we need to be able to teach our children what we feel is right and best and give them their own morals and values and not have the school saying, no, we're going to do that for you.
Right.
That kind of stuff really concerns me.
Which is what I qualified my medical freedom statement about was saying you're still the parent.
Yes.
You've got to be the parent. You have to be able to accept the responsibilities that go along with that. But we will. That's another thing. Lisa.
I don't really know. No, I think too.
You're talking to the governor now.
Yeah, Governor Prather. I would like that. I think that seriously, kids need to respect law enforcement a little bit more. I see my LP on the scene stint from a few months ago when they did this, like the attempt to do this BLM protest in our town square. And I saw like teenagers flicking cops off and just totally disregarding whatever the cops were trying to do. And I think I try and make it a point to tell my kids all the time, every time we pass a cop, that we should stop them and we should thank them for their service and all of it, because I see so much of that disregarded with everything that I'm watching on social media and on the news. Like, there's no respect. And if these kids are seeing this in front of them on their screens play out, it's like, just comply. Yeah. And then you won't have any type of confrontation. We won't have any issues. And that goes for everybody.
Yeah.
But of course, that would be racist if I said that in front of the wrong person.
True.
Of course.
Yeah.
20 seconds, Nat.
I want the Pledge of Allegiance back in the schools.
Yeah.
Come to private. We say it.
Yeah, I'm like, do they not say it anymore in public?
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh.
I'll go one further. I want to pledge allegiance to the Texas flag as well.
I would love both of
schools.
those. We said them yesterday in that meeting.
So
and don't
that.
you're like, I don't remember the
I know.
words.
I know.
No one says it anymore.
Make sure you guys are following Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered on YouTube, and of course watch the news and why it matters. Natalie Woods 22 on Instagram. Lisa Page Made Me Do It, an incredible podcast. Make sure you're following Lisa Page Made Me Do It on Instagram. Hillary Kennedy.
With one L.
With one L. One L Hillary. That's right. 4 Minute Buzz. You see her and hear her on the Glenn Beck program. And go to watchchad.com. You can actually download the #1 album in America.
Yes.
You can download the #1 comedy album. Let me qualify it.
And you should.
The hot new release. And we're on there having a good time. WatchChad.com is where all the fun stuff is. Come see us in New Braunfels this week. We're going to be there right in the middle of the week, and then we're taking a little vacay down in Port A. We love y'all. God bless you. Thanks, ladies. We will talk to you next time. Bye.
Ow.